A pigskin parade by the top-ranking college teams of the year. Northwestern kicks off to Ohio State. Carl Sturtz takes it on his 5, and watch him run back with this one. Behind the phalanx of Buckeye blockers, he rolls past midfield into Northwestern territory. He's still making tracks down the far sideline. On the opening play, Sturtz races 90 yards before the Wildcats gang up on him just short of a touchdown. Fullback Chuck Gandy power dives, and Ohio State scores before the Evanston fans have seen a full minute of football. Northwestern on the offense, Ohio State on the rampage. The Wildcats fumble. Watch, and Sherwin Gandy recovers for the Bucks. Ball handling like this makes the Buckeyes baffling. Halfback Elway into the open. Those Wildcats look like they're caged on this one. 50 yards and into the end zone. Wildcats ball, now they're gambling. Springer looks for a black-shirted receiver, but Gandy turns the tables with an interception to score on a top-flight defensive play. Ohio State 32, Northwestern nothing. 66,000 red-hot fans in Austin as Southern Methodist clashes with Texas. Freddie Benner's aerials to Johnny Champion, and it's good for 40 Southern Methodist yards. All-America Kyle Rote dives over for SMU, and the Mustangs are in the scoring column. That's Benner's passing again, but this one backfires as Bubba Shands glues onto it, and the Texas Steers are back in the ball game. Brother, they can all pass down here. Ben Tompkins spots Ben Proctor racing downfield. He lets him have it. He takes it on the gallop. Proctor on the loose, hits pay dirt. The Texas Steers kick off to the Mustangs. Now watch Kyle Rote run it back. This could really turn into a stampede. He comes back 30 yards. A swivel hip demon. Fred Benner's back in the passing slot for SMU. It's a top-flight pass to Ben White in the end zone, but it's not the Mustangs' day. Final score, Texas 23, SMU 20. The Notre Dame-Purdue clash. Macchioli receives the Irish kickoff, fumbles, butterfingers it again. A bad start for the Boilermakers against the highly favored Notre Dame team. Everybody knows Purdue's the underdog, but the Boilermakers this wet and murky afternoon outcharge Notre Dame, and Schmidt rips off 20 yards. There goes Carestes plowing for a Purdue score. Mighty Notre Dame trails for the first time in 40 games. The Irish just can't get going. Nothing seems to work. All-America quarterback Bob Williams sends a long pass on its way, but Schnabel brings it down for the Boilermakers. An interception. He heads for the Irish goal and runs it back 45 yards. Purdue is really pounding. Sophomore Samuels on the throwing end, Schmidt on the receiving end, and he brings it to the 5-yard line. Carestes plunges, and he goes right on into the end zone. An inspired Purdue team leads Notre Dame 14-0. The Irish get around to scoring, but Purdue walks off with top honors. Samuels tosses for the Boilermakers as Notre Dame bows 28-14. Back east, Harvard kicks off to one of the greatest of a long line of great Army teams. When this classic started 55 years ago, Army was the underdog loser, but what a difference today. Coach Red Blake's son, Bobby, runs the cadet team from quarterback, and brother, he can pass. He sharpshoots to Jack Martin on the Army 30, and Martin legs it across midfield to the Harvard 35-yard line. Switching from the air to the ground, Cadet Gil Stevens takes the handoff, cracks off tackle, rolls like a patent tank, and goes all the way into the end zone. They're seeing a superior Army team pitted against an overpowered but fighting Harvard. Here's an Army kickoff and the end of any Crimson hopes. Johnny West grabs the boot, fumbles, picks it up, fumbles again. The breaks of the game. Watch this, another fumble, and Army recovers. It's like this all afternoon. Touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. This one, Blake to Folberg. Harvard takes its worst licking ever, 49-0. Way down south in Dixie, Georgia Tech's rambling wrecks start rambling against Kentucky's Wildcats in Atlanta. Darrell Crawford hands to Bob McCoy, sets it up, and it's the same pair again as Georgia Tech scores and leads. Kentucky recovers quickly. Bay Perilli passes to Clayton Webb, and it's good for 8 yards. And now with the T formation really running smoothly, it's Webb on the receiving end of a lateral, and he scoots across for the Wildcats. Kentucky is running its plays without a hitch. Perilli to Webb again, and it's good for 20 yards. All-American Bay Perilli airmails it to Dom Succi, a touchdown. A top drawer play by top drawer team. Trailing 27-7, Tech never says die. Crawford gets the ball to Joe Cobb, who drives to the end zone, but too late. Kentucky wins 28-14. The Ivy League's two top teams, Cornell and Princeton, the Big Red confident as they meet at Princeton this afternoon. Kazmaier completes a pass to Chandler. The Princeton Tigers go to work on unbeaten Cornell. A starting parade of Princeton touchdowns started from single wing formation. They've got power, speed, deception, and Kazmaier, who's on the loose for 70 yards and a TD. Here's what you call perfect timing and execution. Kazmaier passes to Reed, who laterals to Bunnell, and he races to the 2-yard line. Jack Davison carries it the rest of the way. Something new has been added to Old Nassau. Coach Charlie Caldwell wears a big smile, and why not? Princeton's as good on defense as they are on attack. An interception, and they're in scoring position. The Tiger wags his tail as he sees a moment later McCandless go over. Princeton blanks Cornell 27-0. Texas and Oklahoma, both undefeated, meet in Dallas. Oklahoma kicking off. Texas fumbles, and the Sooners of Oklahoma recover. Big Heath roars through Texas like a tumbleweed in a windstorm before he's finally spilled out of bounds on the 1-yard line. Sophomore Billy Vessels wastes no time, and shortly thereafter, savagely goes over for the TD for Oklahoma. Moments later, Texas is knocking on the door. Bruising Byron Townsend blasts down the middle and an inside trap play for the touchdown that ties it up. Next period, Oklahoma's ball. Dick Heatley throws for the Sooners, but Bob Dillon intercepts for Texas at midfield, and just look at that steer gallop right over the goal line. Now it's Oklahoma with Arnold chucking to Heath, a 20-yarder to midfield. The clock is running out. Oklahoma moves to the Texas 11, and Oklahoma trails 13-7. But now watch Billy Vessel sailing wide to the right, twisting, turning, smashing over for a touchdown. And the crowd goes haywire as the score becomes tied, 13-13. Now the crowd anticipating the opportunity for Oklahoma to win as they try the extra point. Jim Weatherall awaits the opportunity to boot. We're waiting the snap from center. There it is, the spot, the kick. It's good, and Oklahoma wins 14-13. The top kick among the top plays of the year.